Today we will start with a short story, A Face in the Dark, written by Ruskin Bond. So Ruskin Bond is the author of A Face in the Dark. So who is this Ruskin Bond? Ruskin Bond, he is one of the most popular Indian authors of British origin. He was born in Kasauli, Himachal Pradesh in 1934, and he grew up in Jamnagar, Dehradun and Shimla. So he has been writing for 5 decades and he has written over 100 short stories, essays, novels and more than 30 books for children. And at present, he lives where? He lives in Mussoorie. So, A Face in the Dark. What is the story about A Face in the Dark? A Face in the Dark, we know it is a short story, and the setting of this story is dark, windy night. And Mr. Oliver, he is a character, he is a teacher. He was walking through the pine forest on his way back to school after an evening walk at Shimla Bazaar. And on the way back, he came across what? A weeping boy who had no face but a round, smooth head without eyes, ears, nose and mouth. And so what happened? Mr. Oliver, he was horrified when he saw this boy and he ran from there. And then he bumped into a watchman who also had no face like the faceless boy. Got it? So you can say that it is a what? What kind of a story? By the introduction? What can you get? This story is about what? About ghosts, means a frightening story, isn't it? Short story. So let us start the story. So here we know that in this story, what are the important things that we have to keep in mind? As I read, you have to be very careful with it. So here, A Face in the Dark. Let us start with the story. Mr. Oliver, an Anglo-Indian teacher, was returning to his school late one night on the outskirts of the hill station of Shimla. So Mr. Oliver, who is Mr. Oliver? He is an Anglo-Indian teacher and he was returning from his what? He was returning to his school after a late night. Okay, school one night on the outskirts. So where is the school situated? On the outskirts of the hill station Shimla. So what is the meaning of outskirts? Outskirts means the parts of a town or city that are what? Furthest. Okay, they are furthest from the center. So from before Kipling's time, the school had been run on English public school lines. So from which time? From the time of Kipling. This school, it was run in which medium? English medium, means English public school lines. And the boys, so as it was run just like the English public schools, so the boys, most of them who came from very wealthy Indian families, they wore what? They wore blazers, caps and ties. Life magazine, in a feature on India, had once called it the Eton of the East. So what had the magazine called it? The magazine had called it Eton of the East. So what is this meaning of Eton of the East? You will see that Eton, okay, it is a very what? Famous. It is a very famous paper. It is a very famous school. Okay. So here, the school in England, it was a very famous one. And here what happened? Here, a comparison is made. Got it? A comparison is made to the school where Mr. Oliver taught with the you can say the Eton College, one of the most, you can say, most famous public schools of England. So this school was compared with the school in which Mr. Oliver was teaching. So here you can see that a comparison is made. A comparison is made, okay, without using as or like. So a comparison is made with which school? The Eton. Okay. It was the Eton of the East. So let us continue further. The Shimla Bazaar, with its cinemas and restaurants, was about 3 miles from the school, and Mr. Oliver, a bachelor, usually strolled into the town in the evening, returning after dark, when he would take a shortcut through the pine forest. So here, the Shimla Bazaar. What are the things that were present in the Shimla Bazaar? There were cinemas, restaurants. That means because of the cinemas and restaurants, there was a lot of activity. And it was about how many miles away from the school? It was 3 miles from the school. And Mr. Oliver, as he was a bachelor, so he usually came into the town, strolled. Stroll means walked in a very slow, relaxed manner. So he usually strolled into the town in the evening, and he returned after dark. And when he returned, he used to take a shortcut through the pine forest. So here, when there was a strong wind, the pine trees made sad, airy sounds that kept most people to the main road. So here, generally what happened, when there was very strong wind blowing, pine trees, we know where they are very, very tall. So when there was very strong wind blowing on the hills, what happened? These pine trees, they made sound, airy sound. Airy means very strange, very frightening sound. And so most of the people, they were so frightened that they used to to be on the main road. They never tried to take a shortcut through the pine forest. But Mr. Oliver was not a nervous or imaginative man. Okay, so here Mr. Oliver, he was, you can say, a very courageous sort of a person, and he also did not imagine things when he heard the sound made by the pine trees. And beside this, he also carried a torch, and its gleam, the batteries were running down. Moved fitfully down the narrow forest path. So fitfully means, what does it mean? For a short period, down the narrow path. So here what is happening? He is walking, and the light of the torch, it is diminishing. When its flickering light fell on the figure of a boy, and the flickering light means the light shining in a very unsteady manner. It fell on whom? On the figure of a boy who was sitting alone on a rock. Mr. Oliver, he stopped. Boys were not supposed to be out dark night. So here all of a sudden during the night time, he saw the figure of a boy, and when he saw that this boy, he was sitting on a rock, and Mr. Oliver stopped. Why? Because boys were not supposed to sit, supposed to be out after dark. We'll do till here for today. In the next class we'll continue.